powerful and slow-moving weather system affected southern China from May 6th to 7th, bringing persistent torrential rain, frequent thunderstorms, and severe convective activity across Guangxi Province. The prolonged rainfall triggered rapidly rising river levels, widespread urban flooding, and extensive waterlogging in multiple cities and counties. As conditions deteriorated, local authorities escalated emergency response measures, strengthened flood control operations, and issued successive rainstorm and geological disaster warnings across the region. Meteorological departments explained that this round of extreme weather was driven by a strong interaction between a southward-moving cold air mass and warm, moisture-laden airflow from the south. This atmospheric collision created highly unstable conditions conducive to persistent heavy rainfall and strong thunderstorm development. As a result, northern and central Guangxi became the primary impact zones, with Guilin, Liuzhou, Hechi, Libin, and Hezhou experiencing repeated bands of heavy rain over a short period of time. Several monitoring stations recorded 24-hour accumulated rainfall exceeding 100 millimeters, while localized short-duration rainfall reached extremely high-intensity levels, with hourly precipitation surpassing 60 millimeters in some areas. Such rainfall rates overwhelmed local drainage systems, particularly in urban districts where rapid surface runoff led to flash flooding and widespread water accumulation on roads and public infrastructure. Conditions escalated further in Liuzhou's Sanjiangdong Autonomous County, where authorities upgraded the rainstorm warning to the highest red alert level. Continuous heavy rainfall caused the Duliu River and several tributaries to rise rapidly, increasing flood pressure on surrounding settlement. As river levels surged, floodwaters overflowed into low-lying residential areas, and numerous streets across the county became submerged under rapidly deepening water. Transport networks were severely disrupted, with vehicles forced to navigate through flooded roads and several routes becoming temporarily impassable. In multiple neighborhoods, floodwaters entered the ground floors of residential buildings, roadside shops, and commercial properties. Drainage systems, already under pressure from prolonged rainfall, were unable to cope with the sudden influx of water. In some urban sections, stormwater accumulated rapidly within minutes, transforming streets into fast-flowing channels. Residents reported that flood levels rose quickly and unexpectedly, leaving little time for preparation in certain low-lying communities.
呀，草莓都弄得老不，我公我带我带。
Này có vợ bên này.
Emergency personnel were deployed to assist with traffic management, flood monitoring, and evacuation support where necessary. Across wider parts of Guangxi, including Guilin, Liuzhou, and Libin, widespread urban flooding was reported. Many streets in low-lying districts were submerged after hours of continuous rainfall, disrupting transportation and daily activities. In some areas, public facilities, intersections, and residential compounds experienced significant water accumulation, forcing temporary road closures. Authorities continuously monitored river systems, reservoirs, and drainage networks, particularly in regions prone to flash flooding and landslide. The prolonged rainfall also significantly increased the risk of secondary disasters. Meteorological experts noted that soil moisture levels across Guangxi had already reached near saturation due to earlier rainfall events in preceding weeks. As a result, the latest heavy rain further destabilized slopes in mountainous regions, raising concerns over landslides, mudslides, and flash flood. Local governments issued repeated warnings urging residents in high-risk zones to remain vigilant and avoid riverbanks, steep terrain, and flood-prone lowlands. Emergency management departments at multiple levels maintained heightened readiness throughout the event. Flood control teams conducted continuous inspections of rivers, embankments, and reservoirs, while meteorological agencies provided frequent updates on rainfall movement and intensity. Transportation authorities also monitored highways and rural roads closely due to risks of landslides and road washouts in mountainous areas. In particular, Hunan Province and Guizhou Province reported rapidly rising water levels in several river systems, especially in western and southern regions, where sustained rainfall contributed to increased runoff into tributaries and mid-sized rivers. In both provinces, hydrological conditions were closely monitored as authorities remained alert to the possibility of flash flooding and further rises in water levels in the coming days.